I got my board, everyone. Yeah, I got my board. Get the rico. Get the rico. I got my board. Chopping debt. It's what I do for you. It's what I do for you. Wow. Blessings after blessings after blessings. Oh man, it's finally here. Wow. I never thought this would happen. Now I know I gotta work out some kinks. You know, I got some lighting issue right over here, but that's alright. If you're alright with me, I'm alright with you. We're gonna keep moving forward. We're gonna handle this. Bear with me. Alright, that's enough with all that foolishness. Let's dive in right to the example here that we have on the big board. Alright, we're doing velocity banking in California for a gentleman who I've grown to like quite a bit. Learning from him, he's learning from me. All together, we're gonna grow, wipe out tons of debt in a very short period of time. Okay? Income, 11,000 to 13,000. Not bad. Expenses, 10K. So we're we're a little up there in expenses. Total debt, $595,900. Cash flow is anywhere from as low as 1,000 to as high as 4,000. Now, we managed to acquire a debt weapon. So we have a $15,000 unsecured line of credit at 10%. Okay, that's the interest rate. Simple. Our chunk is going to be $9,500. Next, we must determine cost. Okay, so if we take out $9,500, every time we do a chunk towards a debt, we got to figure out what's our cost going to be, right? So on a yearly basis, if it takes them a year to pay back $9,500, which it will not, but if it did, that's his cost, $950. Per day, $2.60. Per month, $78. Okay, so our cost is going to be right around here. Okay, and this is where we'll be. Now, what I did was I decided to throw down some steps, okay, for this gentleman, because we've got a lot of debt to deal with, and our chunks are going to change as we go further along the board. Okay, our chunks are going to change, our numbers are going to change. So I want to provide him with some steps. Okay, step 1, know your numbers. The 4, income, expense, debt, cash flow. Know it, live it, love it, get it. Okay, step 2, acquire the debt weapon. Figure it out. What are we going to use? Are we going to use a credit card? Are we going to use a HELOC? Are we going to use an unsecured line of credit? What are we going to use? Step 3, determine chunk. Okay, your chunk, remember how I said it could either be 66% of your total credit limit on your line of credit. Your chunk can be cash flow plus expenses plus the monthly payment itself. Okay, many different ways to determine chunk. At the end of the day, get the number, figure it out, what's comfortable. Okay, step 4, cost. Analyze your costs, know what you're paying for. Okay, step 5, velocity banking. Start, get it going, don't wait. What are you hesitating for? Right, don't delay. This channel is to help you at least start. Okay, get it going, get these steps down, really solid pack, So by the time you and I talk, we're ready to go. I can throw the numbers on the board. We can work together one-on-one. I am holding you accountable, okay? And you hold me accountable. So for this gentleman, he made a commitment. Gave at the tier 3 level. He said, I'm in. I said, I'm in. I said, let's go. He said, let's go. I said, all right. Here's the first debt that we're going to tackle. Okay, out of this whole entire thing, we've got a mortgage, we've got a HELOC, we've got 2 cars. Okay, we got quite a bit of debt. First one we're going to tackle is our car. One car, the first car, which he's currently owes $17,500 on, paying $308 a month, 1.99% interest. Denzel, why on earth would I borrow from a 10% debt to pay off 1.99? Wouldn't I be paying more? That doesn't make sense. Wouldn't I be paying more? Gee, I don't know. Let's figure it out. If I owe this much now, okay, and I take $9,500 from here to pay this, would you agree I satisfy the month's payment? Okay, we're in November. Satisfy the month's payment. I drastically lower the balance. Okay. My due date will be in December. My interest cuts off. What did I pay? On a daily rate. Understand that this 308, if he does nothing but keep paying the 308, we're going to stay here in la la land, in debt land, forever. I don't care what the interest rate is. If it's amortized, it's always more than simple. Plain and simple. Okay? So, first month. Okay? We drastically lower the balance. Now, I know if you did the math, that's not the right number. But understand that we also made a payment before and something went down, but he gave me the numbers, so this is what his current balance is. Okay? Now, what did we just do? We just created a debt, right? So I wrote it right here. Line of credit, $9,500. That's how much we owe, right? We've done step 1 through 4. Now it's time to do velocity banking, where I put my income in. Denzel, how do I put this money in if I only owe that much? He gets paid bi-weekly. So, and the wife too, I believe. When he gets his paycheck, he's going to dump it in. But as soon as he dumps it in, he's going to have to what? Take quite a bit right back out to pay his bills. So, in 1 month, he'll zero this out, but the balance will go right back up and right back down, and he should have a remaining balance between this number right here. Okay, somewhere around that number is how much should be owed left, because this is practically like half of that, right? Does that make sense? Am I losing you already? Don't pay attention over here. Stay focused. Look, expenses are $10K. I'm gonna spend $10,000 in 1 month, right? I already took $95 to pay this. When I did that, my cash flow for that one specific month will go up 308. Okay, so my expenses will be just a little bit shy of 10,000, right? Now, according to my friend, this gentleman right here, the previous months he had very good cash flow. So he's gonna pay off this car by December, but I pushed it out and I just said January, be conservative, right? Just to, be conservative. So by January 2019, okay, so you figure it takes us 2 months, all of November, all of December, to zero out the original 95 that I chunked, to zero it out. Now we're in January, do the same thing again. But this time, our chunk is going to be less, is it not? Because look, he only owes that. And then you make the 308 payment in December. It should bring your balance down to that. We got our chunk amount right here. Look, line of credit, right? Created a new debt. Yes. $7,350. Okay. Guess what? Car's paid off. No more car, right? So now what happens? Cash flow 308 indefinitely goes up, right? To zero this 7,350, again, I went conservative, right? If you're wondering, I'm using a cash flow of 2K, right? Pretty much throughout this whole thing, I'm gonna basically stick with 2K cash flow. But I know this gentleman is gonna be cash flowing a lot better, gonna be making more money. By doing velocity banking alone, that raises your cash flow. So, but pretty much the whole time, I'm gonna like stay with the 2 and then build on that, okay, if you're wondering. So, by March 2019, I zeroed out the car. Okay, car's done, right? Either March or before. In that same month, the line of credit is back at 0. Okay, line of credit's at 0. What's my next debt I'm gonna tackle? He's got a boat. Okay, owes $22,000 on the boat. That's the monthly payment, $269. Here's our interest rate, 5.99%. Same thing. Chunk 9,500, brings the balance down to about 12,500 in the same month, March. We're in the same month. What happens? I satisfy that, I cut off that. For that month of March, satisfied. Okay? 12,500 is my balance moving out of March. Okay? Do the same thing. Right? Just created the debt on the line of credit. I just created a debt, 9,500. What do? 11 to 13,000 will be going in on a weekly basis. Okay? Guess what? $9,692 goes out in expenses. You figure 4 months. I'm being so conservative, like very conservative. 4 months line of credit, we zero that out, right? I gotta figure out how to stand now. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Got my shadow casting and whatnot. Don't worry, I'll figure out the lighting. I'll figure it out. I got blessed. I got blessed again. Someone blessed me. So I'll have lighting coming in very shortly. I'll probably do like 3-4 videos. By then I'll have the lighting. You'll be like, dang. So anyways, back to our session here. Went from March, 4 months out. We're in July. Okay. Got to do the same thing. Notice how the balance also goes down. Right? You still have to pay this $269 after you chunk that first month. You still got to pay the bill. How do you pay it? From the line of credit, right? Pay it from the line of credit. Everything gets paid from the line of credit. Everything goes in to the line of credit. everything comes out for the line of credit. Okay? 11,500 in July about should be my balance owed on the boat. I do one more chunk of 9,500, brings the balance down to 2, created the debt from the line of credit. What do? Repeat velocity banking. 4 months, November 2019. Here's my balance on the boat, 1,000. Okay? Now, when we have this little bit of balance left, okay, what I start to do is I start to look at the next debt that we owe. So he has a $47,000 vehicle that we owe money on at 1.99%, and the monthly payment is $840. Okay, so I'm getting ready to look at that. I'm like, okay, I'm about to wipe out this boat. Okay, in like what, 8 months, I'm about to wipe out this boat. I got 1,000 left on it in November. I have 2 other debts that I owe $840 on and $2,600. Okay, and then I got this right here. If I was to wipe out the boat, this debt right here, and this debt right here, guess what? My cash flow goes up 118 plus 130 plus the 269. Okay, keep that in mind. And if I'm working with 2,000 cash flow, we're looking really good here. So when I have a multitude of debts, what I'll do is I will split my chunk. Before I split my chunk, if I'm stepping into a debt that's significantly more than the previous debts, okay? If I'm stepping into a debt that's more than the previous debts that I wiped out, I will approach my bank that I got the line of credit from, and I will ask for an increase. I should have no issue, my friend, getting an increase for 5,000 if I wiped out 17.5 over here, 22 over here, 840, and 2,600 over there. That's quite a bit, right? So, couple steps. Step 1, evaluate your numbers, right? Step 2, review the debt weapon. Step 3, determine chunk. If I have 20,000, 66% of that, 13,200, right? Step 4, determine costs, right? Same thing that we did over here. Determine those costs, figure out what that is, keep going. So we had to split this chunk up, right? So of the 13,200, we had 1,000, 840, 2,600. Wipe out 3 debts all at once. The rest towards here. The next car brings the balance down to 38K left owed on the car. Guess what? All this occurred in November. It all occurred in November. What also is occurring in November is he's doing velocity banking, dumping the income, taking expenses up. Expenses, look, it dropped. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. More cash flow coming my way. This 13,200, with that increase in cash flow, guess what? It takes me the same time period, 4 months, to zero out the line of credit to give me the ability to make my next chunk, right? So November, 4 months out, boom, we're in March 2020, okay? We started in 2018, right, okay? So to recap, started in 2018, look, We're at 2019 now. Look how much debt we wiped out already. 1 year. That's incredible. Look how much cash flow gains we got. All right. So March 2020, we have the ability to do another chunk, right? Because the line of credit's at 0. Here's our balance, 34,700. You figure 4 months of paying 840 brings the balance down a little bit more, right? Make your way up here. I make my second chunk on the car, 13.2 in March, brings the balance down to 21,500 in March. Okay, 4 months, do the same thing. We're doing velocity banking between March and July, doing velocity banking. Okay, $3,360 also gets tacked on. I'll have to make another chunk in July. Should bring my balance down to about 5. Okay, another 3,360, 4 months out, from July to November 2020. Here's my balance on the car, 1,700. That's all I owe left on the car. 1,700, November 2020. 2 years out now, so 24 months. Okay? Remember what happened over here? When I said what happens when I start to approach, like I still owe a little bit left? Do I just make a little chunk on that? Or do I focus on the next debt and just split the chunk? Saves me time, right? So that's what I'm going to do. But what else am I going to do? I'm going to review the steps. Review the steps, right? Step 1, get your numbers in line. By now, probably got a raise. Wife probably got a raise, okay? Different things go down. Step 2, review the debt weapon, right? We already have the debt weapon, so we don't have to get a new one. Just review it. What am I going to do? Increase it. What does that also do? Increase my chunk amount. 66% of that, 16.5, 4 months it would take to zero that out. How is that possible if it takes me 4 months to pay off 13,200? Shouldn't it take me longer to pay this off? No, knucklehead, because I'm wiping out debt, right? I'm wiping out the 840, okay? So I no longer have to pay that 840 here. Boom. That's a cash flow increase, my brother. Brethren, 840 increase. We're focusing on the next debt, which is a HELOC. Denzel, isn't the HELOC calculated simple? And isn't that a debt weapon? Denzel, why didn't you start with the HELOC from the get-go? Right? Why didn't you start on that since way before? Well, remember how I said you have to know what debt weapon you're acquiring. What are the limitations? What are the restrictions? See, for his line of credit, for his HELOC, we're only allowed 6 transactions per month. That's no good. Look how many transactions we're doing. That ain't gonna work. Okay? And we still have to figure out what's his repayment period, if the HELOC goes from simple to amortized, because that can happen. Okay, I learned about that recently. So that was not a good debt weapon. That's why we had to go get an unsecured line of credit. That happened. So coming back, here's the new debt that we're going to tackle. It's at 40K, 7%. That's the monthly payment, $236. I increased my line of credit, which also increases my chunk. Every 4 months, I'm going to make a chunk payment of $16,500 towards the HELOC. And it should take me about 10 months to pay off the HELOC August 2021, right? Because we went from November, so November plus 10 months. We're in August 2021. So far, we've got 24 months plus 10, so a total of 34 months, just under 3 years, to pay off 40 plus 47 plus 17.5 plus 22. Wow. Wow. I'm on fire. My man right here is on fire. We're making some progress, are we not? So, August 2021, it's only been 3 years. I'm gonna redo my steps, evaluate where I'm at, check my numbers. We have this, the mortgage. That's what's left, is the mortgage. Okay? 3 years from now, or 3 years ago from today, I'm messing up my words. 3 years from today till now, till then, he would have paid like 70,000-80,000 towards the mortgage, right? So that balance will go down, just like all our other debts start to go down. So I was like, probably will owe about 400,000 3 years out from now. That's where his balance probably will be, at an interest rate of 4.75, monthly payment $2,363. Okay, we're in California, so you know taxes are high and all that good stuff. So I really went above. Figured if you put in 80 grand into your mortgage, I said, well, half went towards interest and taxes, and then the other half probably went towards principal, maybe. Okay. So we increased our line of credit again, right? Step 2, evaluate the debt weapon. Evaluate it. Increase it another 5. Just another 5. Every single time. Just increase it another 5. Do you think that's too short time period? From 10 months to then increase it another 5? Not at all. Not at all. Not when you're wiping out debt at a massive rate, right? So 30 grand. 66% of that is 19.8. Okay? Every 5 months, I went a little conservative. Mind you, I'm still working with 2K of cash flow. All I'm doing is every time I wipe out a specific debt, I just add 2,000 plus 308 plus 269 plus 118 plus 130 plus 840 plus 236, right? That's all I'm doing, just adding those, right? And I said, all right, if my chunk is 19.8 and my cash flow is like 3,900, if we add up all these numbers right here, this number plus 2K, probably like 3,900. You figure 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Let's say every 5 months, conservatively, we'll have the ability to make a $19,800 chunk from the line of credit. Okay? Now, let's tally up all the numbers for an entire 12-month period. So if that's 5 months, then I have the ability to chunk twice in 1 year. So 19 plus 19 plus this number, 2,363, times 10 months, because you still got to pay the mortgage payment, right? Yeah. So add up these three numbers, we get $63,230. Very simply, conservatively, 400,000 divided by that. Tell me what you get. 6.3 years. Okay? 6.3 years to pay off a $400,000 mortgage. My friend, that's conservative. I've already factored in all that, them taxes and fees and whatnot. See, when you're dumping that much every 5 months, my friend, like I said, that gets cut off. You satisfy the month's payment every time you do a chunk, right? And more of this, more of the mortgage payment goes towards principal. So by August 2027, that's 8 years from now, because we're done with 2018, right? We got 2 months left. So by August 2027, my friend is debt free. He is a free man. We wiped out $595,000. Wow. All with 5 simple steps. 5 simple steps and a commitment, right? Because you got to be committed. And you need an accountability partner. I want to be that accountability partner for you too. So it's time that we start taking action. Check out my Patreon page. See what I offer. See what I'm willing to do for you. One-on-one. Committed. Every single day. Coming at you with a new video, new scenario, new problem, new situation. Right? Breaking it down. Day by day by day. Let me know what you guys think about this. You know, I'm still working on the lighting. Still working on some, little minor tweaks here. But I am really excited for, the things that we're manifesting together, which is financial freedom, being debt-free, creating this sustainable channel, serving people every single day, creating disciples to go out and save people. Hey, do you know anything about velocity banking? Hey, you ever hear the word before? Right? You're dealing with some spiritual problems. Hey, why don't you come to this channel, right? It's very helpful. Listen, it's calm, non-judgmental. No one's gonna attack you. Okay? It's a learning zone, right? My name is Denzel. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and helping this gentleman here wipe out all his debt and become debt-free.